Lekker.
Martini.
Hoe lyk dit nou?
Nee man, dit klink.
Stout man.
Lyk dit op jou?
Ja, nee gaan. Ek het nie eers niks klagtes nie.
Alright. En jy is net ek en jy vandag.
My ou, dit wil vir my amper baie naby so voorkom.
Sal maar sien.
Ons sal maar sien. Hoe is jou lekker naweek lyfie?
Ja, my naweeklyfie is lekker. Ek het gister soos in absoluut niks produktiefs gedoen behalwe vir coaching nie.
Oh yes. Nice.
TV gekyk heel dag. Dis lekker. Ja. En jy?
Selfde. Ek het gister vir my
Melit.
Hello.
Good. How are you, Chana?
Good and you?
Lekker man.
Oh.
Are you okay there?
I'm trying to find a place where I can see the screen.
Is the sun reflecting from the screen thing?
Yes.
I had the same idea. I was like, okay, I'm gonna stretch the sun, get some vitamin D on, and then it's like I'm blind.
Even my forehead's shining.
But unless you're gonna be really hot with your hoodie and freaking stretching.
By the time we're done, I think I should take it off quickly. And
Not even by the time we're done. Like 5 minutes in. Like I think these stretches are more difficult than the training sessions.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing. Like it's really, really cool, but it's not easy. Well, not for me.
Sometimes some of these movements are like, hey, what's up?
Hey, Dr. Mon.
What are you guys busy discussing?
The fact that it's not a piece of cake, these stretch sessions, that I'm like, it brings me back down to earth.
Exactly.
Hello?
It keeps us humble.
Hi, can you hear
It keeps us humble.
Yeah.
I can now hear you.
Okay.
How you guys?
Lekker bro, how are you?
Why are we dead? I don't know what's happening.
I don't know.
Martin?
I'm not dead.
We can hear you, man.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh?
Can you hear me?
Hi.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Because you guys keep freezing. Ow. Ow. How are you guys feeling?
Lekker.
In need of a stretch?
Yeah.
Stretchy.
Happy birthday for all the moms. Sorry.
What are you guys doing for Mom's Day at a distance?
Sending a message?
Hey? Sending them a message.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, I'm being strangled.
Oh,
Oh, that's a great idea, Squish. I'll consider doing that.
yeah.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Okay. Happy Mommy's Day to any mommies out there. I hope you guys have had a good week. Today, we're going to do a little bit of work into our cores. So, yeah, just feel a little bit of activation and sorry, we have some entertainment and a little bit of awakening from within. So, yeah. Thank you. Lie down on your backs. So you're lying on your backs. I want the soles of your feet together, your knees opening up in a butterfly position. And I just start by lying with your hands on your tummy and taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Maybe you can't put a blankie on me now, my angel. Mommy's just busy.
I need it to be cold to put a blanket on. We need to have a pillow out.
As soon as mommy's finished her class, you can put a blankie on me.
You can have a blanket on your lap, Auntie.
Okay. From there, take your legs, bending them up onto the mat. And I want you to pull your right knee into your chest. Head is relaxed on the ground. Left leg extends out along the ground. Trying to get a nice open space into that front part of the hip. Trying to get nice open space into the pelvis and bum on the right.
Open your head.
And switch to the other side. Baby, I don't want to pillow right now.
I need to have ability lie on a pillow. Mommy.
Go watch Butter Beans because mommy put it on for you.
Mommy, I need you to have a baby.
Right, from there, straightening both your legs out along the ground, arms above the head, stretching from fingertips to toes. And release. Bend your legs back onto the mat. What I want you to do is connect like a half candlestick and roll up and take yourself over. Okay, so from there into almost a 4-point kneeling. Hands down on the mat underneath your shoulders, and I want your fingers spread out and worked into the mat. Sky, can you please stand on this side, please, my angel?
I need to have
From there, I want you to circle around in big circles, really working pressure through those hands, getting those hands to open up, working through the wrists. You do sort of 4 in one direction, then release and do 4 in the other direction. Sky, my baby, please come stand on this side. Okay. Can you see? Okay, mommy's busy teaching a class. You need to be a good girl for me and sit down. Climb on top of me and you can't go on top of me. Please? You can be a good girl. You sit down next to me, and when I'm finished, I will play with you, okay? Sit here, sit on your pillow. Sorry. Okay, so coming back into 4-point kneeling, I want you to take your left leg and extend it out. And inhale, curl through the back, tuck that knee up to the nose. And almost like a cat-cow stretch, release through. Allow your leg to go as high as you can and drop your back through without lifting your hips. So keep your hips square. Inhale, reverse that spinal curve. Connect knee to nose. And extend through. And release. Connect knee to nose. And place your leg down. So from there, we're starting to open up and wake up our spines a little bit. Okay, so right leg extend. The first time around only goes to hip height, just to allow activation through those glutes. And release. Bring your knee up to the nose, arching through that back, pushing through those shoulders. Deep breath in. taking a little bit further into extension without rolling out the hips, and bring it in, connect knee to nose. And 3, all the way up. Feel your glutes waking up. Connect knee to nose. Okay, from there, going to do a little bit of a variation to Superman's. So where normally you would go into a Superman, and we would start by doing preparation through the arms, preparation through the legs, and progressively into alternating arms and legs. We're still following those steps, but this time we are in a bridge. So, hands down on the ground, toes tucked under. First things first, make sure we've got a nice neutral lower back, connecting through the core, lengthening through the lower back and the necks. Pick those knees up. Okay, so our knees are just above the ground. We're just going to hold this for a few seconds. Feel heat, tension generating through the shoulders, potentially through the abs, potentially through the quads. Make sure you do not, in this position, curl your back up. So we don't want you rounded with your head dropped through. We want your bum pushed out with a neutral spine and your head lifted. 10 more seconds. Conversely, I also don't want you arching your back. So it's nice and neutral. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it down. Okay, from there, just push back off your wrists because we're going to be working a little bit through them now. Take a nice deep breath in. And release. Coming back up to 4-point kneeling. Okay, so from there, I showed you the first preparation for Superman was to lift our arms. So this is what we're going to do. So flicking the toes under, working once again through nice spread out fingers with your weight equally distributed across your hands. Loading through the shoulders, connect your belly button, straight spines, lengthen necks, lift up the knees. From there, with as little as possible shifting of the weight from side to side, you're going to lift through the right arm and place it down. Inhale, left arm. Exhale. Inhale, right arm. Exhale. Left arm. Right arm. Try and lengthen through the back of the neck, left arm. Last one, right arm. And left arm. Drop the knees slowly down. Flick under the toes again and push back over the legs. Nice deep breaths, taking the pressure out of the wrists, out of the shoulders, out of the quads. And release, coming back up into 4-point kneeling. So for the next progression, we are going to be extending our legs in a similar manner to what we did our arms. So alternating right and left, preferably extending on an inhale and releasing on an exhale. A big thing about the legs is when you extend through, you need to make sure that you have a neutral back. So in that lifted position, if you feel by lifting your legs through, you start collapsing your back, stop at that point. Even if it is that your leg is only 2 centimeters above the ground, or if it's at body height, and if you have the range and you have the ability, you can go into extension without collapsing the lower back. Okay, so challenge yourself if you feel like it. If you don't, you may also choose to do through this series without lifted knees. So you can just merely utilize it as an opening exercise. Okay, flick the toes under, deep breath in, neutral spines, connect and lift up the legs. And we go, deep breath in, extend the leg out. And release it down. Alternate once again, don't shift your legs too much. Exhale down. And inhale. Alternate, inhale. And inhale. And inhale. Two more on each leg, and inhale. Alternate. Last one, inhale. And alternate. And drop the knees down slowly. This time releasing down, take your hands and interlock them behind your backs. And slowly releasing up, taking your arms through, and once again, going up to 4-point kneeling. It's a lot of work through our wrists, but we're going to get off them shortly. Okay, so from here, we're going to combine them, and we're going to do both arm and leg into a lift, and we are merely just going to hold it for 10 to 20 seconds, or as long as your balance allows. So take a nice deep breath in, belly's tight, and lift those knees. Find your stability. Sorry, I'm just changing my angle quickly. And from there, extend the leg, extend the arm, and we hold. If you can hold a little bit longer, hold another 5 seconds. I fell over. Come out, shake it off. And release to the other side. So, deep breath in, come into a lifted position, extend through the leg, extend through the arm, and hold. I have no balance on this side. Keep holding, Hold another 10 seconds if you can. And if you want to challenge yourself, try and get that knee closer to the ground. So you basically, in the optimal position, would have your knee merely 0.5 centimeter off the ground. Good job, guys. Again. This time I want you to interlock your hands behind your body. You're interlocking your hands behind your body. If you don't have any neck issues, you go into a stacked position. If you do have neck issues, don't go into a stacked position. And what I mean by that is placing the weight onto your head. So placing your head down, release your arms over. If you've got neck issues, just release onto your forehead without the weight on your upper body with your arms in the air. And if you've got little ones, get them to push your arms over. While you are in this position, try and lengthen through the back of the neck and try and squeeze between the shoulder blades and push your shoulders back. So getting into a nice open neckline. And from there, slowly release down, offload the neck and open those arms through. Okay. Slide your arms forward on the mat. And we are going to snake our way down. So there might be some children killed in this movement. Sky, Mommy's going to move now, so you might fall off. Okay? Right, so from there, you're going to slide yourself out with your chest onto the ground. And start bending your elbows, get your chest down, and release through into a cobra. So you're trying to get that you can get your chest through, scooping the ground, and then release yourself up into cobra. When you are here, lengthening through the front of your abs, through the chest, through the front of the neck. And I want you to actually release the neck and just take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, recheck, slide your shoulders away from your ears, drop your head down to the ground, and allow a nice passive release through the back of the neck.
Wait. Falling.
Slowly release down to the ground. Okay, so from there, going into a little bit of back extensions, back strength. So it's called a butterfly. Deep breath in for me. As we exhale, we are going to lengthen through our arms, lift our backs up into extension without lifting the legs, circling our arms back to touch our thighs, circling our arms forward, and release down onto the ground. And for 2, let's go. Into a lift, legs are on the ground. Exhale, scoop back the arms, maintaining the height above the ground to touch the thighs. Inhale, circle your arms forward and release down to the ground. Deep breath in. And we go 3. Lengthening through and up. Circling back. Touch the thighs. Circling up. And inhale. Placing it down. And up. Circling back. Touch the thighs. Inhale forward. And release down. From there, I want you to take your arms and I want you to place them down next to the body, palms facing up to the ceiling. Okay, so butterfly variation 2. Woo! This time we're going to go up into an extended position, but we are going to stay there and move through butterfly arms. So same principles apply. I want you to lengthen through your legs, but they remain on the ground. I want you to engage your belly button off of the ground. Nice tight bum, deep breath in. As you exhale, we lift up into butterfly. From there, staying up, we inhale, reach forward, and exhale, reach back. And inhale, reach forward, and exhale, reach back. You're trying to maintain, do not dip down when your arms go forward. Inhale, and exhale. And you're also trying to achieve that your arms stay at the same height above the ground when you circle them around. Inhale, and exhale. Good, and circling forward. Inhale. And exhale. And forward. Inhale. Nice open neckline, relaxed shoulders, exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale, taking your arms through, placing them underneath your head. And I want you to once again push back over your legs into recovery. When you are in this position, you can choose to put your palms together, bend your elbows, and lift your arm, your hands above your head. And release down. Baby, can you get off for 2 seconds, please?
But my bed wants to go riding.
I just want to put the music back on.
Okay.
Okay, so coming to a nice seated position. You're sitting here. What I want you to do is just take your hands, placing them behind you. Okay, doesn't really matter. It should just actually be more about comfort. And I want you to come stand on the side of me because I can't see you in the camera. Okay, from there, I want you to release through your right hip. So merely all you're doing is pushing that right hip forward and lifting that glute off of the foot below it. Release down. Push through the left hip. So we've got our left hip lifted up. Release down, come stand here, please. From there, we're going to go back onto the right hip again, but you're going to release the right arm and you're going to extend through into a lifted position. So in this position, you're still focusing on keeping your right hip ahead of your left. And release down. Swap to the other side. Start by pushing through the left hip. When you've got that connection, circling your arm up and over into extension.
Slide, slide. Don't forget, okay? Slide. Don't go down, Dolly.
And release down.
Down. And go down.
Placing your hands down. Sky, please move to the side here. Walking your feet back into a 4-point kneeling position. I want you to straighten through your legs and go into your first position of downward dog. So remember, when we start, always allow a little bit of space through those hamstrings. Bend the knees slightly and try and work towards getting the chest through. Okay, when we are here, edge from side to side. And if you want, you can even walk out your feet. And from there, straighten yourself into a straight arm plank. Okay, once you've got these arm positions, you're going to once again push back into downward dog. This time trying to keep your legs straight. You're going to lift into 3-point dog. So you're going to lift your right leg up. You're going to bring it through towards the opposite elbow. From there, rotate back into 3-point dog. Place it through and place it next to your right hand. Okay, try and have the back leg lifted for me and rock through that back ankle. So in this position, we're rocking through, we're opening the ankle, we're allowing a little bit of space into the left hip flexor. And if it's possible, try and drop your chest through like you would in downward dog and have a nice supported upper body position. You're going to find it's going to require a little bit more hip opening. Okay, so from there, you're going to step off of the back foot. Sky, can you come stand here quickly?
But my guys,
I know, but just come stand here quickly for mommy.
I need to get on the foot.
Stand here for me, please. From there, you're going to step off of the left leg into a forward fold. So you're supposed to try and maintain one swift movement through that. Your feet are mat width apart. Your head's relaxed down. Crossing your hands to your elbows. Head released down. And I just want you to swing from side to side.
Wee.
Okay, from there, toe your feet out slightly, bend your knees, and drop down into a squat. Placing your elbows into your knees and your palms together and pushing your shoulders back. Okay, from there, try and stick your sitting bones out and straighten out that lower back. So try and achieve, so if you were looking at me from the side, you're trying to achieve length through that spine.
You don't want to sit. Or go to on the bed.
Okay, so from there, you're going to release this and release down through, grabbing the back of the ankles, trying to pull your head towards your knees. But this is always done trying to create space through the lower back. So for me, the focus isn't about how close your head gets to the knees. It's how open you can get your chest and your lower back in this. And you're merely just using a little bit of force from the arms to increase your stretch. From there, release, curl yourself up to a standing position. Replenish the oxygen, so nice deep breath in at the top. If you've got the space, release through the hips slightly into a slight back bend. And inhale, swan dive, which means we keep a nice straight back. Down to the ground, place your hands on the ground at the front of your mat. Taking your left leg, stepping it back again into a low lunge. Once again, the principles apply. Shoulders open, open chest. And release, push your legs back into downward facing dog. Okay, from there, you can choose whether you want to transition into straight arm plank or whether you, straight arm plank and then lower down, or whether you want to go into a swoop down. The point is you're going to end up hovering just above the ground. So we're in this hovering position, and I want you just to give me 5. Quarter up, quarter down, quarter up, quarter down, quarter up, 4, and 5. Release through into downward dog. Okay, take a nice deep breath in for me. If we had lifted the right leg into 3-point dog or 3-legged dog, we're going to ride the left leg up into a 3-legged dog. Sky? Yes. Can you put the baby here? Yes, yes. Sorry. So we're in 3-legged dog. Bring yourself through. Connect your left knee to the outside of the right elbow or tricep. Release through again into 3-legged dog. Deep breath in. Scoop it through and forward. And place your left leg next to your right arm. Okay, so the back leg's lifted, and when we're in this position, we're going to rock through the back ankle. And as I mentioned before, Try and work to get your chest towards the ground. A nice open upper back. Get your hips down. From there, stepping yourselves up into a forward fold. Release down into a forward fold. Elbows crossed over. A little bit of that space that your weight of your head provides into the lower back. Toe out slightly, bend the knees into a squat. Elbows into the inside of the knees. Trying to, if you can, play around with where your weight is. So I want you to try and get to the point where you can have your bum down and almost have your head back over your heels as opposed to over your toes. So you're kind of getting to the point where you can almost lift your toes and then fall over. So play around with lifting your toes in this position and making sure that you're fully in control of this position. From there, straightening through the legs, towing yourself back in to a forward fold position. Okay, from there, I would like you to inhale, sweep up, arms to the ceiling, palms face together, bringing them down in front of the heart center. From there, bend the knees, push your bums out, straightening your arms back up to the ceiling into a chair pose. So, nice long back, upright chest, bums are back, head can be slightly released, lengthening from your bum, coccyx, through your fingertips, straightening through, bringing down the arms to heart center, bending the legs again, going and cross the right elbow across the left knee, using your palms, pressure, rotate your spine across and look up to the left. Okay, so from there, little bit of a challenge. The last two challenges for the day. You are going to place your hands down onto the ground. Okay? Taking your weight over, you're going to lift your legs. Holding for about 10 seconds, slowly release yourself up. So from there, straightening through the legs, circling all the way up to the ceiling, release down, hands to heart, palms together, bend the knees. You're going to go into a rotation to the other side. So left elbow across right knee, pushing through the arms, getting rotation through the chest, looking up to the right. From there, releasing down, placing your hands onto the ground and going over. Legs lift up onto the hands. And slowly release. Taking a nice deep breath in, circling yourself up. If you can, release bum back into a nice chair position, stretching through the shoulders. And inhale, straighten up, circling down to the ground. Half lift, so hands are either on the shins or on the ground, nice straight back, head lifted. Inhale, release down to the ground. Standing up for me, arms circling into the air. Deep breath in. Back bend if you have the space. And release down. Swan dive down to the ground. Place your hands down. If you can, hop back. If you can't, step back into a straight arm plank, lowering down to the ground. First connect chest, then tummy, then hips, flick under toes, release into cobra or upward facing dog. Drop the head down, inhale through to one side. Exhale through to the other side. So we're rolling the necks nicely. Inhale. Exhale through to the other side. And inhale, drop to center. Push back over your legs into recovery. We're going to transition swiftly through this. So if we're in recovery, flick up your toes, lengthen your legs slightly, and what you are going to attempt to do is jump your legs through to a seated position. So, good. Inhale. And slowly melt your spines down onto the ground. Deep breath in. Taking your right knee, pulling it up towards your chest. And transition it across to the left shoulder. From there, taking your left hand, circling it up and over onto the outside of the right knee. Take yourself across into spine twist. Taking your right arm, circling it up and open onto the ground, palms facing down. And I want you to turn your head to the left-hand side. If you have the space in this position, grab your toes and straighten out that leg. Slowly untwist, taking your leg to the ceiling. While you're up here, flossing through the nerve, so point and flex that top foot. And from there, I'm just going to turn around because I don't have the space. But taking your leg, release it out to the right. And keeping your left arm out, you basically just want to allow for opening up into that right inner thigh, the right groin. You cannot hold your leg with a straight leg. Connect and hold the soles of your and open it out with a bent leg. So, meaning if you cannot achieve that, bend the leg and pull it almost as though you're pulling it into your elbow or into your armpits. And release. Straightening the right leg down along the ground. Left leg connects up into the chest. Right leg release down. So by this point, compared to the start of the lesson, you should feel that your hips are more open even in this basic position now. Pulling it, releasing it across to the opposite shoulder. Go into a full twist, so right arm circles up, across, onto the outside of the left knee, into a twist, left arm circles up and open, palms down onto the ground, head rotated to the right hand side. If you can and you have the space, grab your toes, that leg. Release onto your back, legs straight into the air. From there, flex and point. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm just spinning for space. Release your leg out to the side. And slowly release, lying on your backs. I want you to place the soles of your feet together again, allowing your knees to fall open into a butterfly. Allow a little bit of weight and pressure through your lower back into the ground behind you. But in general, I would like a relatively relaxed position. Just lying there. Take your hands, squeeze your shoulders back into the ground behind you. Take your palms, facing them up towards the ceiling.
Good girl.
And I just want you to become aware of the presence of the weight on the ground behind you. In this position, relax. I want you to become aware of when you relax, what parts of your body lost contact with the ground. So usually you would find your shoulders rolled forward, you'd find your hips lifted, or your lower back's lifted off the ground, tend to when your knees are off the ground. Gives us a little bit of indication of where your body needs a little bit of extra work for residual tension. So if your shoulders lifted, we need to work into chest opening, pec stretches. If your head cannot comfortably lie on the ground, we need to work in opening up the back of the neck. If your lower back's popped off the ground, you possibly need to work in decreasing the hump of your upper back, or opening up the tension of the front of your hips. If your knees don't get onto the ground, we need to look at opening up into the inner thighs. Just become aware of your body in this space. Taking your hands, placing them onto the tummy. I want you to take 5 nice deep abdominal breaths. So inhale, push the belly button to the ceiling without tensing the shoulders. And hold that breath for a little and exhale. And inhale, belly to the ceiling. Hold it. And exhale. Try and make your inhale and your exhale the same length. So slow inhale. Exhale.
Okay.
2 more. Inhale. And the last one. Inhale. Fill your body with oxygen and love and light. And as we exhale, we get rid of tension, negativity, fear, self-doubt. When you are ready, you can slowly unlock and come up to a seated position. Okay, from there, if you have anything that still feels tense, take a moment while you're in this space just to give it a little bit of attention. Otherwise, thank you everybody for joining me. I hope you guys feel awesome. I hope you guys feel connected. Be awesome. Happy Sunday.
Thanks, Mon.
Pleasure, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, James. Bye.
Say bye, everybody.
Bye.